Davinci Resolve's Fusion is powerful. I think we can all agree with that. But in today's video, I'm going to teach you a few simple things that you can do in expressions in Davinci Resolve Fusion and really kind of start to open up under the hood of this part of Resolve. So welcome back to Creator Reality. Today, my friend, we're going to create another letterbox. I already did a video on that for, a couple of different ways to do it. But this letterbox, which is now fading out, is completely customizable and tweakable. It just lacks the easing in and out of the keyframes because that's a little bit of extra math I didn't want to do. So anyway, let's jump into Davinci Resolve. We'll create the effect. It'll only take a minute. And then I want to explain a few things about how it works and why I like this method. So let's jump into Davinci Resolve and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here we are in Davinci Resolve. I've got a timeline with my epic motorcycle riding footage. Let's go start by adding a fusion composition. So we're going to go to Effects. If you don't see it, click on it. And we're going to come down to Effects and we're going to drag a fusion composition on. And I want it to start there and end there. And yeah, nothing's happening because we haven't done anything. So let's click on it. And with it selected, we can click on the fusion icon. And here we are on the Fusion page. We have a media out, so we're going to need a background node, and we can connect that to media out 1. We'll need a rectangle node, so we can drag that in and connect it. And in our background 1 node, we're going to come over to settings and check apply mask inverted. Now you'll see it got a little wonky. We can make this bigger so you can see. If I come over to rectangle 1 and I disable it, you can see that the whole thing is black, but now everything's see-through, right? Except it's not, because all this is black. So with rectangle 1 selected, we want to come over to width and double click it and type in 1. And now you'll see we've got a really heavy crop, right? Well, under height, we can just leave that alone, but we're going to right click and choose expression. And now it's time to make the magic happen. It took me several hours in Microsoft Excel to make this formula work and to test it and everything. So I really hope you enjoy this. Make it all worthwhile. Anyway, you will find that formula in the video description below. So copy that into your clipboard and then we're going to paste it in. So with rectangle 1 selected, height, I want to right click, choose expression, remove what's in there by selecting it and pressing backspace, and then Control V to paste it in. You'll notice everything just went red. So to fix that, I'm going to lasso select the rectangle and background nodes, right click, and choose Group. I'm going to press F2 and call it Letterbox Fusion, like that. And that just kind of keeps things neat and organized. It'll double click to open it. You can see our 2 nodes are inside. Now we need to right click on the blank space here, choose Edit Controls, and we want to type in Crop Time, just like that, crop space time, press Tab, it creates the ID Crop Time. It's a number, it's in the user. Default is going to be 1, and our range, we'll just type 0 and 3, and then we're going to choose Slider Control, and the center can be 1.5. Then we're going to press OK. And come over to user, you can see we have crop time. So we'll right click again in our blank space, edit controls, type in crop amount, press tab, it creates crop amount. The default for this one is 0.8, that's what I want. Yours may be different, it's all up to your personal preference. The range will be 0 to 1, and we will again select slider control, and our center will be 0.5. Tab, and then we'll click OK. And now it comes up here, and it's blank. And it's all white now. And if I scrub through, you can see that it takes about a second to go in and a second to go out. So now we want to make this reusable, right? It's pretty easy. We're going to right click on our group box and we're going to come down to settings, save as. And we want to come up to Fusion, scroll down to templates, edit, generators. And we want letterbox fusion is good. We'll click save. And then we'll go back to our edit page and I have my new fusion composition. We can get rid of that and we can come into effects. We have effects here. And instead of going into effects, we'll go to generators and we'll scroll down, or you can search for letterbox. And since I can't find it there, I'm going to restart Resolve and it should pick up the new effect. Now that I've restarted Resolve, under Effects, if you don't see it, it's right there, Generators. Click our magnifying glass, we'll type in letter, and there it is, Letterbox Fusion. We'll drag it down on top. We want it to start there, end about there. We can click on it, and you see crop time is 1, and the crop amount is 0.8. So let's say I want 0.7, and I want it to do 1.5 seconds. So we see we've got our values there, and anything we set, remember, anything we set in the Fusion page before we saved this effect made it the default for that effect. So when you drag it on, that's what you got going on. So if you have a favorite crop amount or how long the animation in and out should take, remember to set those before you save it. And you can actually save again and overwrite these things if you need to. But now it's done the render cache, so we can play back the clip, and you'll see that in the first second and a half, we get our bars and they come in really far. And then towards the end of the clip, they are going to animate out and be gone. So there it goes. Voila. One little gotcha I have found, and I am using DaVinci Resolve 20 Beta 1, but it does work in DaVinci Resolve 19. I just don't want to change my installation here and redo all that. But the one gotcha is that sometimes the animation doesn't quite work. I find that if you go in and change the crop amount and the crop time and then change them back, it will fix that. Just a bug in Resolve, I guess. But how cool is that? We made a reusable letterbox effect that can be fine-tuned to exactly what you need. And if somebody out there does the math and adjusts the formula that I gave you so that it can do the easing, that would be awesome. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know if you're able to do that. After a quick wardrobe change, because it's chilly out here, it's time to dive into the formula that you copy and pasted earlier to make the magic happen, right? Now, before I start, there are some things in here you can Google and find out, and then you can find out more about, but I'm going to focus on the ones in this formula because they are very handy. So I have minimized myself. I have brought the formula on screen. Let's break it down. And I've got it on my notes in front of me. And I have formatted it so that it's easier to read, but the formula that you copy and pasted was like one big line, right? Whew, yeah, that took a while to figure out. Anyway, let's start out with if. That is an if statement, and if you're not a developer, you may not know what an if statement is. If you are a developer, boop the like button and leave me a comment below. But an if statement says, if something is true, then do this. Otherwise, do that. And the same thing applies here, and we've got nested if statements in this formula. The first if statement determines whether or not the current frame of the clip being rendered is between 0 and however long the animation is supposed to last. So it takes into account the frame rate of the clip and the current frame and determines that, whether or not we're in there. And if it is, then it applies the crop amount on a sliding scale. Then the second if statement determines if we're at the end of the clip in the same amount. So if you set the animation time to 2 seconds, it determines whether or not we're between 2 seconds and the end of the clip. Was that backwards? I don't know. But then the third one just leaves the crop amount because you want the crop to start at 0, come in for, say, 2 seconds, hold, and then right at the end, the last 2 seconds, the crop goes away, right? Well, that's how this formula works. So let's dive a little deeper into it and explain some of what's going on. So the first one is GetPrefs comp.FrameFormat.Rate. That is DaVinci Resolve Fusion's internal frame rate calculation. So if you're working in a 30 FPS timeline or 30 frames per second, it's going to be 30. If you're working in a 60 FPS or 60 frames per second timeline, it'll be 60. So if you have a 1 second animation, you're starting at frame 0, you're going to frame 60 for that 60 FPS timeline, or 30 for the 30 FPS timeline. And that's 1 second worth, right? You set the animation to 1 second. That's how that is being utilized in this case. The next one is time, and it's all lowercase. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but Blackmagic Design did it that way, and we just have to deal with it. It doesn't stand out, so it can be easily missed. But that is what the current frame being rendered is. So when your clip starts rendering, it'll start at 0 and it'll go to, if you have 150 frames, frame 150 or 149. Now, That is really the key figure that we need. That and the frame rate are what determine where in the frame we are in relation to how long the animation should last. The next one is comp.RenderEnd. That tells us how long the clip is. So if you take comp.RenderEnd minus time, you get how far away from the end we are. And that is important for animating the crops back out, right? And then using some simple math like 1 minus some calculation, we figure out where in the clip we are and apply the crop amount as needed. Pretty cool, right? We got it to work. We've used an expression. We now have a better understanding of expressions and some built-in values that we can use. And we've got a really cool reusable letterbox effect that can be fine-tuned for the animation time and the crop amount. I think that's really cool. If you think that's really cool, boop the like button, maybe consider subscribing, ask questions in the comment section below. I always look forward to that. And until next time, go check out this video that YouTube has picked out for you, and I hope you're having a great day. John out.